About numerical expression, order of operations. If you don't know anything, then this middle section should have a lot in it. Because if you don't know anything about it, you should want to know everything about it. So everyone should at least always have something in here, and then the learn section we'll save at the end. Also real quick, this is a new week. What we're moving on to, numerical expressions. Always, Ms. Love, Ms. Lockton Williams, anybody, a visitor from the district may come in this room and ask you, hey, what are you doing in this class? And you should always be able to look up here and let them know what you are doing. Alright, the lesson at hand. Numerical expressions and order of operations. Raise your hand if you can tell me something you know about numerical expressions and order of operations. Yes, sir. What do you know?
In order of operations, you got to do the things in order.
Order of operations, you have to do it in order. Somebody else. Order of operations and numerical expressions. What do you know about it? Anybody? Yes, sir.
It's like you gotta do multiplication to subtract from left to right, and then you do addition to subtract like in order.
Okay, he says you do something left to right. Okay, we'll put that on there because that is correct. You do go left to right. Anybody else? Can somebody tell me something about what does order of operation mean? What sentence do we use to remember order of operations? Yes, sir.
Please excuse my dear house Sally.
Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Good. I'm not gonna write all of them. I'm gonna write PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And that's an acronym to remember it by. PEMDAS. If you can't remember that whole sentence, remember PEMDAS. Class, let me hear you say PEMDAS.
PEMDAS.
Okay, who can tell me something else about it? That should have some of y'all out. Now we have PEMDAS up there. Who can tell me something about order of operations? Yes, sir.
They help you remember things by sort like they can help you remember stuff.
Okay, it can help you to remember. Yes, sir.
You got to multiply, divide, add, and subtract.
Multiply, divide, add, and subtract. Okay, all those things are good. Who can tell me what they have in their want to know column? Who can tell me some of the stuff they want to know about order of operations and numerical expressions? Yes, sir.
I said I want to know more details about it.
Okay, more details, good. Because you will get those details today. More details. Yes, sir.
I had one to know anything about.
You didn't have wanted to know anything. You wanted to know? Okay, you want to know what?
Everything but order of operations.
Okay, you want to know everything about it. Yes, sir.
I want to learn more about numerical expressions.
Numerical expressions. All right. And as I mentioned previously, class, just get used to this. This is to get you thinking. When you first get in this class, we want you to already be thinking about what we're going to learn today. And we're learning about numerical expressions today, so this got you to thinking about it. Finally, in the learn column, the last 5 minutes of class, we're going to stop and we're going to let you write what you learned today about numerical expressions and order of operations. Any questions about this KWL chart? Alright, I need everyone to get a clean sheet of paper out and we're getting ready to take some good notes. Alright, the main idea of our lesson today is to evaluate expressions using the order of operations. The same thing we've been saying. It's the main idea of your lesson today. And we have 2 vocabulary words that we need you to familiarize yourself with. The first word is numerical expression. Let me hear the class say numerical.
Numerical.
Let me hear the class say numerical.
Numerical.
Santos, let me hear you. Numerical expression and order of operations. Those are your 2 vocabulary words that you need to familiarize yourself with today. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can move up right here. All right. Antoine, you ready? Now, if you didn't know anything doing the KWL chart, you really need to be paying attention now because I'm going to teach you about it. Key concepts. I need everyone to copy this chart down. And I'm going to give you maybe 3 or 4 minutes to copy it down. I'll talk while you copy. Number one, evaluate the expressions inside grouping symbols. This is what you do first. During this lesson today, I'm going to refer back to the chart pretty often. I'm going to be like, look at your chart. What's number 1 on your chart? What's number 3 on your chart? This chart is the order that it goes in. This chart is PEMDAS. This is the same as, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Because you are a 7th grader, they use bigger terminology. They don't say parentheses, they say grouping symbols. But grouping symbols are the same as what? Parentheses. So next to number 1, after you write down sentence number 1, write the word parentheses at the end. Because it's the same thing. It says grouping symbols because you're a 7th grader. They changed the terminology up, but it's the same thing as when you was in the 6th last year. Parentheses first. Step 2 says evaluate all powers. Evaluate all powers. Raise your hand if you know another word for powers. Antoine. Not base. Another word for powers. Yes, sir. We're evaluating the powers. We're evaluating the what?
Percent?
No, that was not percent. No, parentheses is first. Yes, sir. Exponent. Write that down. It's number 2 when you finish writing. Evaluate all powers. Powers are the same as exponents. Different terminology.
Coach, can you put like remove like the parentheses and the powers and stuff to like show that that's what it means?
Can you draw an example of a power? Yes, sir. You sure can. So what he asked was, can he use symbols as well? You can do a little parentheses symbols if that'll help you remember. Next to the word exponent, do 3 to the 2nd power so you can remember that little raised 2 is the exponent. And then number 3 and 4 are self-explanatory. Multiply and divide in order from left to right, add and subtract in order from left to right. Have about 2 more minutes on that. Once you have all 4 copied down, go ahead and line up at the door for me, please. I'm going to take a quick restroom break. Once you get all 4 copied down, we have to go.